Hi guys! So it's been a while since my last canning video. I actually started making one about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. In the midst, sorry, my cat is trying to climb into the canner. This is Sushi. But anyways, in the actual midst of me videoing the first time I pressure canned broth, I have a little Sony a5100. Well, the battery died. I turned it off, switched off the battery, turned it on, and the lens didn't come out. I don't know, I think the lens is broken, but, oh, that was my daughter. Anyways, yes. So that video did not happen because... Hi! Hi, you little fountain skirt. Oh. Oh, that's her lovely art. Good job. Go do some more schoolwork. I keep looking at the viewfinder. Sorry. But anyways, so yes, I have not made a video in a while. And I'm sad because I was actually wanting to get back into the groove of making videos. It was really fun. But the easiest way to do it was to use that Sony camera. So for this one, I had to drag out the big camera. And like, I'm using a tripod. So I'm not really sure how it's going to go. So yes, today I'm going to be trying to pressure can beans, which I'm really excited about. I've been meaning to do this for pretty much about a month. This is the second time I've used the pressure canner. Since my first video, that was my first time canning, I had done jelly, and since then I also did applesauce in the water bath canner. I did green salsa in there, which was really fun because I love salsa. It made 6 pints and we've already eaten it all. So what else did I do? I think that's all I did. But then I also did about 20 pints of turkey broth after Thanksgiving. So that's been really awesome to have that in the pantry and be able to use it. I made soup with it yesterday and it's been really great. So yes, my daughter's gonna be in here coloring while I make this video. So I am borrowing my pressure canner from my friend, which is awesome. I'm so thankful she's letting me borrow it. I really want one. That was Sushi. I really want one of my own someday, but for now, I'm going to use this one, and it's awesome. I think it's the All-American 940, so it's pretty large, which is awesome because I love one fell swoops. But anyway, so I put about 2 inches of water in there and a splash of vinegar, which I think people do to help keep down the mineral deposits. We do have very minerally water, so I'm going to see how that works. I couldn't really tell in the turkey broth experiment because I did have a little bit of siphoning when doing that, and also I've never really pressure canned before that, so there was some minerals on the jars. There were, but I'm gonna see how it goes today. Hopefully the jars will not be as... There was a little bit of slime, not slime, but you know, some broth.
Why are you talking to me?
Because I'm making a video. This is a really long introduction, but I'll just go over what I have over here as far as supplies. Again. So over here I have my lid sitting in hot water. I have my measuring spoons because I am going to be putting a ½ teaspoon of salt in each pint jar. I have this little bowl of vinegar for washing off the rims after I fill them. I have my jar lifter. I have this very warped debubbler / headspace measurer. I have put it into the water bath canner to boil it because I've seen some people say to boil your supplies. Everything was fine. The funnel and all that was fine, but this became this. So today I'm going to be doing pinto beans, and this is just a strainer I'm going to rinse them in. And then I have my pint jars and my salt and my dishes from this morning. So those are the ingredients. There's my cat trying to get into the pressure canner. So I'm just going to wash the beans and kind of keep an eye out. Half my face. I'm going to wash the beans just to rinse them off and keep an eye out for any rocks. Just to make sure we're not canning any of those. I also filled this jug of water with hot water. It's steaming. I didn't boil water because I didn't. But I think it should be hot enough. Ooh, I'm super red. But I hate this whole like, oh, tripod, let me bend. It was so much easier with my other camera. Maybe I'll get around to replacing the lens hopefully soon, but probably not that soon. Anyways, so I'm going to take a ½ cup of beans and put them into each of my pint jars. I already have one. Note, I did wash my jars, so they are clean. Turns out that I had about the perfect amount of beans. So those 2 bags of beans had a half cup for each of the 10 pint jars I have over there. So that's pretty exciting. That'll be a decent yield. I could have done more, and definitely more would fit in this canner, but I'm just canning the beans I have. So I'm going to go ahead and fill each of those jars with my hot water to a 1-inch headspace. And I'm just going to measure it to the bottom ring because that is apparently a 1-inch on the mason jars. So awesome. My hot water. I'll probably need more water than what I have in here. Oops. Oops. So I was going to put the salt in first. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm actually going to go back, oops, and I'm going to put a half teaspoon of salt in each of these jars. This one I meant to do first, and I didn't, so I'm just going to put it on top. So this salt I'm using is Bob's Mill mineral salt, so I've heard you just shouldn't use iodized salt. So that's what I'm using. I'm actually going to debubble this. Apparently you can mess with your water levels, so I'm going to stir that around a bit. And I'm going to test this 1/2 inch with the line theory with my warped thingy. Alright, or 1 inch, yeah. So I'm putting it on, and it is at 1 inch. So I always kind of compensate for this lovely curve, but that's 1. So I'm going to take a clean cloth, dip it in some vinegar, rub it around the rim. I'm going to take my lid that I had soaking in hot water and my ring. I'm going to do it fingertip tight. So that is 1 jar. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these.
What is that? Is that water? What?
Vinegar.
What is that? What is that thing?
This is to measure.
Huh.
I'm making beans.
Good. Beans are yummy.
I like beans too. Alright, and there are my jars ready to go into the canner. So I'm going to put my pints inside the canner.
I'm driving my car.
That is so excellent. I think I might put, maybe 9 fit on the bottom here. I don't know. Again, this is my second time, and I don't remember from my last time. So I did forget to mention, I think, that I tightened these jars to fingertip tight, which means they're not super tight, basically just past where they twist on, where it feels like the lid is on, is how we do it. Alright, let's see. You know, I don't know. I don't know how many. I feel like 9 fit in last time, which, you know, I'm gonna try. I think I'll put 8 on the bottom and then 2 on the second level is what I'll do. So it comes with this second tray. So I'm going to put the second tray in, and I'm just going to put the last 2 on top. And that is what I'll do. And I'm going to put the lid on. I did have the stove on like super low. The water is not even like, it's not that, it's like warm. So you put the lid on, and then you screw the wing that's on opposing sides. Maybe remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I have the electric coil stove, so I'm going to turn it up to medium-high to kind of heat up. And I'll come back when that's good. Just so you can see, I don't have the weight on at this point as it's heating up. It's been about 20 minutes or so. I have the heat on high. You want to bring it up to where steam is continuously coming out of this vent. I don't know if you can tell because the door is right over there, but it is coming up continuously. Sometimes a little water bubble gets stuck in there. When it starts coming up continuously, then you're going to start the timer for 10 minutes. I don't know to let it vent. But I'm going to start the timer, and I'm going to see, because it looks pretty continuous to me. It's coming out pretty well. So I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. If it seems to come out stronger within these next 10 minutes, then I will update you and let you know. Alright, again, so I don't know if you can see. I'm going to try to find a better angle. But it did start coming out more forcefully, maybe a minute after I took that last update. Oh, you can see it. I might leave it 1 extra minute, because like I said, it did start coming out like this about a minute after I started the timer. So after that, I'm actually going to turn the heat down on the canner, because last time I used it, I think I had the heat too high, so it never really achieved that wobble, the wobble that you get from the weight. So I'm going to turn down the heat to maybe like a lowish medium and see how that goes. And I'm going to go ahead and put the weight on it in about a minute. Alright, so I have the weight here. I'm going to put it on with an oven mitt. It's 10 pounds. Woo! It's 10 pounds for where we are. So make sure it's on there. Just put it on, and we're going to let the pressure build inside the canner. This is my second time doing it, and I'm still a little bit nervous about this. It does look kind of scary. It's this giant metal pot, and I've just covered all the openings, and it's just building pressure in there. I use my Instant Pot all the time, and I love it. And it's a similar thing, but I don't know why. This one just freaks me out so much more. Not freaks me out necessarily. I'm still doing it. Last time it was pretty funny. When I was doing the turkey broth, I did stay with the canner because obviously you don't want to leave it alone. This lighting is hideous. That's a little better. Dark, but better. Ooh, there's a smudge on my lens. I did stay with the canner, but I kept like peeking around the doorway because I had never done it before, and I knew it was fine. I'd watched a badillion videos about it, but I was still like, oh, is it coming to pressure? Has it been 70 minutes? 75, whatever, 60? I don't even remember what I did. But yes, so now we're going to wait for the pressure to build, and I will not hide behind the doorway. Alright, so the gauge looks like it's right around 11. Which I've seen it's good to have like 1 number above for this type of canner. I have the 10 pounds of pressure on. It's been on since the 10 minutes of venting. I already said that. I'm just waiting for this little weight to begin rocking. Has not begun yet. Hoping to begin soon. My time is a-wasting. It's been about half an hour. Canning really takes a long time, and I love canning, and I wish that I could do it more often, but I just don't have time. I work a decent amount of hours outside of my home every week, so it's nice to have a little bit of time to squeeze it in, but it is cutting close into the time I have. So we should be good though. I'm just going to wait for this to start moving, and we'll see you back then. Alright, so we just had a tiny bit of movement. It is a wiggling, so that's exciting. I think it's going to start rocking in a couple minutes here, which means that I can start the timer. Hooray! Oh, there we go. Did I count that as 1? I think I count that as 1. Let's wait and see if another one happens. Oh. I think that would be a 2. You want to aim for about 1 to 4 minutes. So after this next one, which I think is going to happen, I am going to turn down the heat a little bit. Last time I did it, we're up to 3 in about 30 seconds, so that's a little much. So I turn it down to a solid medium. Alright, that's 4 in about 30 seconds or so. Set timer for 75 minutes. Set my timer, 75 minutes. Alright, so I have to leave in 5 minutes, and this has 4 minutes left. From what I've seen online, they generally want you to leave it for, some people say 10 minutes, some people say an hour, just to like depressurize and cool off. I don't have time for that, so I'm going to experiment. and I'm just going to leave it. I've also seen some people say that they turn it off and leave it overnight. So that's going to be my option today because that's all I can do. I tried to get it together enough in time to really finish the whole process. That was my goal, but it didn't work that way. So hopefully the cans do okay. It's not a giant loss if they don't. I hope you guys liked this video. Maybe got a couple ideas. I am not teaching people how to can beans because this is my first time. This is my second time with the pressure canner. But I will come back tonight when I get home from work and show you guys the contents, the reveal. Lovely. And we'll see together how they turned out. We just got back from her dance class and from my work, and it's been a good 3.5 hours. Canner's still kind of warm. The gauge is on 0. Well, we just had a toddler time, so if you hear her crying in the background, that's why. Alright, so here we go. The gauge is on 0, so I am going to take the weight off. And I think at this point you can go ahead and take the lid off. So I'm just going to... Oh, I don't know my own strength. The lid off. Righty tighty. Lefty loosey. Oh, I love this canner. I've only used it... Oh, it's pressure canner, or pressure cooker 930. Alright, so I'm going to open it away from my face so I don't steam myself. Oh, I have to turn it. Woo. Oh, smells beany. Alright, so it looks like the tops have already popped, which I assumed would happen. So I'm going to go ahead, jar lift out these lovely beans and go put them over on my tray. I know a lot of people fill up their canner with every load, and I would love to do that. Oops. If I could figure out more things to fill it with. So if I did a load of beans, what else would be good to put in there? Some people I've heard just do water, which if I had an abundance of jars, I would probably try that. But the water looks pretty clear, so we might have had minimum, maybe no siphoning. The levels all still look around 1 inch headspace, so that's good. Another indication that there wasn't much, if any, siphoning. We'll see as we get to the bottom. So I'm canning these beans, and I'm probably mostly going to use them in soups. Maybe make some refried beans. Refried red beans. Here we have the 9 pints of beans. I'm so excited. They really plumped up. They cooked. They made a kind of bean juice in there. So I'm excited to use these in place of store beans. Yeah, it looks like they have sealed. They're still pretty warm. They're not actually that hot, but they're still warm. So I took them out, and I'm going to let them rest on this mat probably until tomorrow at some point. Usually it says between 12 and 24 hours. So I'm going to let them rest and then take the lids off, and I'll probably finish this video then. So I'll see you later. Hello guys. So it is the next day. It's been a good actually 24 hours. I didn't mean to leave them so long. I was going to clean them up this morning, but I didn't have time. So these are my jars. They look really awesome. I don't think there was any siphoning. The water is still at the 1 inch pretty much. So that's exciting. The beans themselves look awesome. They look just like canned beans. The liquid at the top is even that slightly like gel bean liquid, so that's cool. So I'm going to take all the I'm going to take the rings off of them and see how they are. So it looks like they all sealed well, which is exciting. I am going to wash these off. I know it's like weirdly close and a weird angle, but I don't know, my kitchen is a weird shape and I can't really get much better. But I'm going to go ahead and wash these jars off in the sink with warm soapy water. I'm also going to rinse off the rings because it's kind of clean them. Just going to finish these off by washing them off with warm soapy water, drying them off, and putting them away in my cabinet. I'm really glad this was successful. I'm excited to use these. I rarely buy beans, but I often find myself wishing I had them. So this has been really exciting to do. I already am planning my next batch. I saw, I think it was Sutton's Days, did the Jarred Up January video yesterday, and it was Fiesta, hello sushi, Fiesta ranch beans, and I think my husband would like those. So I think my next batch might be those, because that would be fun to try. But I hope you guys liked this video. Feel free to give me some suggestions, tips, ideas. I've been trying to make more time for canning, and I'm excited to try different things. I'm trying to stick with pressure canning right now because I'm borrowing my friend's, so as long as I have it, I want to get good use of it. So yeah, I think I might do beans again. I want to try meat soon. That would be really awesome to have. Just crack it open, I don't have to defrost. So yeah, just give me some suggestions, ideas, whatever. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. It's really a random assortment of things. Right now it's canning. It's also been some wood sign making. I keep meaning to post some like fiddle stuff on here because I do play that a lot. So yeah, it's a hodgepodge of things. But I will see you again next time. Bye.